discover the natural power of ashwagandha, an ancient herb known for its healing properties. For over 3,000 years, ashwagandha has been trusted to reduce stress, increase energy, and improve focus. Our ashwagandha is carefully grown, harvested, and processed to retain its maximum potency. Each root is hand-picked and dried, then ground into a pure organic powder, ensuring the highest quality. Simply mix 1 teaspoon into your favorite beverage or take it in capsule form as prescribed by a healthcare professional. Whether you're looking to balance your stress levels, boost your immune system, or enhance mental clarity, ashwagandha offers a natural solution. Experience the benefits of ancient wisdom backed by modern science. Trust nature. Trust ashwagandha. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
She's my day type of woman. She give me royal love. She give me tough military love. And she not a loyal guy. But hey, baby, how many times will you shame me? Hey, lady, I gave you love, you betray me. Hey, baby, how many times will you shame me? Hey, lady, I give you love, you betray me. And I say, Generous, baby, generous, I'll give you everything, make you live like a boss girl. Generous, lady, generous, I'll give you sweet love, make you shine like a rose girl. Generous, baby, generous, I'll give you everything, make you live like a
Doing some more carnival music, carnival music.
sweet love, make you shine like a rose. I love it, we do what I do, precious sweetness. You know that is true, if she makes you
I told you I'll kick you out of my club. Stop playing. Get out of the dance floor. Stop playing.
You ain't got to worry about me even going to your club, Joby.
Baby, generous, I'll give you everything, make you live like a house girl. Generous, lady, generous, I'll give you sweet love, make you shine like a rose girl. Generous, baby, generous, I'll give you everything, make you live like a house girl. Generous, lady, generous, I'll give you sweet love, make you shine like a rose. No need a grand day, I need a girl them. If you give me a taste, if you keep a member, say you are grand day. I mean you got them. Those brains, my money, leave it to her. You said you need a proper love. I tried like biggest, I gave you better loving. Kumbe like biggest, you gave me clever loving. Hello? Baby, generous, baby, generous. I give you everything, make you live like a mouse girl. Generous, lady, generous.
Yes, good afternoon, family. Grand Rising. Hope you guys are doing amazing today. Hope you're ready for the weekend. 23 minutes past the top of the hour. Hope you guys are ready for the conversation as well. It's the Pan-African Bliss Show. They call me J-O-B-Y. Shout out to everyone live with us on YouTube, Rumble Beach, everyone live with us. Rather, those who shall be catching this show on Spreaker, Spotify, and also those who are with us on the radio station.
How many times will you shame me?
Hold on. You finally put us back on Spreaker, finally?
Of course, I had you complaining, so I had to remind myself. I had you complaining, and the moment I hear complaining, I gotta do what's right. That's what's up. Yes, we're back on Spreaker. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope your week has been fantastic. Happy Friday. Karibuni sana to another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss Show, where we get to bring you news and updates coming from the African continent, its people, and of course, trying to bring a solution on every conversation. On today's conversation, we shall be talking about the countries, of course, banned by Trump this particular week, and the immediate serious action they have really taken. We're talking about Chad, Somali, we're talking about Haiti. We also had, of course, Sudan, also among the countries which were banned. There were 5 of them, and I love the fact that Chad, Somalis and Kenyans are reacting towards it. We also have Haitians who are also complaining about it, but they're reasoning Asians, Haitians, I always call them Haitians. Haitians, they're not Asians.
But the Haitians. You about the Haitians from Haiti?
Yeah, I'm African. Come,
They
let's.
should. They should. You know they shouldn't. Hey, we already found Campbell's people in South America. He gets some South American booty like he
He's
wants.
he's acting like John Mosquito correcting me the lingo and all that. Haitian.
But hey,
Okay.
for Haitians, they're not gonna let, like I said, they're not gonna let Haiti destabilize because
Mhm.
Haiti has a mineral that the white people want, and we know it's a cat with a small hat that runs Haiti. All its minerals. So keep it destabilized. So you can
Mhm.
still it's got what's the name of that mineral? Antimonium, I think it's called. Which so as we showed Joe, they never show you the good side of Haiti when we show those resorts. But Joe, we show the
Yeah,
resorts. They, they,
exactly.
they show those. They'll never show you the nice resorts. They show you all the people all messed up in the street, all impoverished.
It's crazy because I have a video along this conversation where we shall be sharing where we see Trump did speak some shit like he always does when it comes to Africa. 3 years ago, he was speaking about how Asians actually are full of AIDS and they're flocking the US with AIDS. And I was just looking at the percentage
He
of
said
AIDS.
that he said the Haitians were full of AIDS and they were eating the cats, dog, Joby.
Exactly.
They're
Exactly.
eating the cats.
We should be pulling on those facts we see based on Google and based on his words, which are the true facts. Because according to Google, the percentage of AIDS and compared to South Africa still remains the biggest giant of holding this particular disease. Sorry to say that, but it is literally the fact. South Africa, we know
But you
that.
gotta ask it. But I don't see. I don't go by the like Joby does. I don't go by fake, the fake, the fake borders that white people made. It's African people globally that have been injected with this AIDS, right? And so black people globally
But
are
we're
the
talking
number one
about, yeah,
from
but
AIDS.
let us look at the facts. I think it's just recently you also made me pull of, no, that was Zimbabwe or Zambia, the cancer rate, which is very, very high right now. None of the
Yeah, I told
countries,
you that. Yeah,
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. Yeah,
Yeah,
Zimbabwe
but
because of
we talk
GMO
about,
food.
yeah, we talk about AIDS. We know South Africa is the leading currently in Africa. That is just the true facts, and it remains that way because actually this is also one of the amongst the countries leading in rape. Rape literally
That,
because we've seen, and the more the rapes, which actually more go unreported, the more the infections
that,
of
that ain't how AIDS got there. So we know. So let's say
yeah.
we know AIDS got there with them injecting these South Africans. And also, remember, how does it go from the white man being the most AIDS infected now to the black women? Because you black women worship white men. And you've been laying with them, and now you spread it throughout the community, African people global. Okay,
Mhm.
that's the dirty little secret. Okay, just like Joey said when I was talking about this, I'm talking about black women globally. Just like the DJ, what was that guy's name, Joey? DJ Kid in America. He slept with how many thousand black women in a year? 2,000? And he had AIDS. He said, how did I get AIDS into the black community? I'm going to sleep with a black woman and she's going to pass it on to the black man.
Mhm.
So
Which
you
is
ask
super.
yourself, yeah, you ask
Mhm.
yourself, why, if you go generally, globally, who has more AIDS, the black woman or black man? The black woman does.
Yep, that is
You
so
see with these
true.
white men. Because white men started AIDS, guys. They had AIDS, not black people. When AIDS first started, it was white homosexual men who had it, not black people. So how did it go from white men to black people?
Hmm.
Go ahead,
It's
Joe.
crazy because it reminds me of the article which they were questioning. You guys sleep with women and they accept willingly and all that. That is just crazy question to pull up, and that should make you question a lot. Like, which kind of what do you sleep with if it's not women, especially if coming from a man? It's super insane. But as we get started with today's
Well,
conversation, I
uh,
want to start with a video coming from Kenya. This is shared by one of our so-called activists, but of course his agenda is very politically, forecast. His name is Eric Omondi. We've shared a couple of videos about him. He has a charity called Sisi Kwa Sisi, where he goes ahead helping children, mothers, people who do not have houses. The question is, where are these funds coming from? This guy just grew up from being a comedian
yeah,
to
hold
now.
on. We did Bonyface Monkey, whatever the fuck his name. So we got this other guy, right? Eric. So he's understand when the money comes from NGOs, so most likely these guys are puppets, they're fake activists. Understand where the money comes from. Shout out to Ibram Torre. I gotta love this man. Oh my God, Oh, he's saving Africa. My God, this my guy just I don't know what to say. You know, he just said Bikini Faso is going to be a tax-free country. He would not
Wow.
be taxing people at all.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, how will you gain money? From our resources, moron. We have gold, we have uranium, we have copper, we have tin, we have diamonds. From our minerals, we're not going to give them to white people no more. That's what's going to pay for the country.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to him. No taxes. Man, we got to get them bills up very quick, Jack.
Shout out to Ibrahim Traore. But we have on this other hand, this is coming from Kenya. As we see, Ibrahim literally ensuring children are going to school. School fees is free from primary
Bills
to
are free.
university. Is ensuring also we have free healthcare. Is giving people roads, lights, CCTVs to ensure the people are literally secured, and
They
the country is also moving towards the right direction of his angle and
also, look at what this dude has done in 2.5 years. This is just mind blowing. Also, you guys also know he created the first bus system, not not getting buying buses, but now building buses. Guinea Faso is the first manufactured buses on the continent, first manufactured real airplanes on the continent, making Guinea Faso a manufacturing giant. So it will not be poor because no African country is poor. See,
Mhm,
that's the dirty scam.
mhm.
So he's now manufacturing buses. They were manufacturing cars. Now he got buses he's making. My God, 2.5 years, and you morons been in power 40, 30, 25 years, and your people are impoverished. That shows this is the domino effect. You won't survive this man. That's why you in the fact talking to the white man. Please kill him. Please hurry up and kill him. Please kill him. We're not going to be able to survive. We're not going to be able to survive in 5 more years when Bikini Faso looks like Dubai. We're
It
not
won't
going to be able to survive.
it won't last long. And I think you said it, I've said it. It's if the rest of the Africans get to see what is happening in Burkina Faso, and if anyone gets the actually just because traveling, for Africans is just a problem. Traveling, getting passports, leave alone even a visa, getting a passport, and understanding how these systems literally are created currently before everything goes back to normal. If every African gets to tap and go to Burkina Faso, okay, this is gonna be unstoppable. People
I
going to
know. And guess
I'm going
and
to
guess what and guess
travel
what
to get
Ibrahim
a
Traore
passport.
just said? And guess what he said too? He said we got to tear down all the churches and mosques. All the Western churches and mosques got to go. While they plan for Africans to be poor. They made his. He said what I told Joby. Joby said she was in school learning the Bible. He said that's outlawed now. That's outlawed. We got to outlaw all these systems of education. We got to learn real stuff. We got to know why they teach their children science, mathematics, and development. They keep us poor by giving us Bible verses and mosque quotes.
Yeah,
He's
and
right.
that's why I'm saying if every African gets to tap into that country, because number one, understand he has welcomed Africans. It's not just the Burkinabe people, and I feel
No, he
like
said everybody.
the madness, the rage should start from West Africa before the rest of us get caught. Because for East Africa, Kenya is already on top of the list, trying to rescue other countries. Burkina Faso, literally, or the Alliance Sahel state as a whole, is the savior of West Africa. Talking about
But the planet,
now.
Joby, the planet, Joby.
Yeah,
Shoot.
but I'm saying if let's say I can go to Burkina Faso for free healthcare and it can cost me little amount
Yep,
than what I have to pay here for, staying on a bed, getting medicines and all that, I'll travel all the way to Burkina Faso every time I
and,
feel like needing help.
yep,
And I'm certain
and
if I follow up, hold on, I'm certain if we have to follow up, they are using or going back to indigenous medication because it's spiritually
remember, yeah, but
linked with
remember, they're the only ones too. They're setting up their own pharmaceutical companies in Bikini Faso. So you're right.
yeah,
So they're also
exactly.
developing them there. They said we don't take that from the West. They use us as
Exactly.
guinea pigs. And so
Exactly.
you better fly to Bikini Faso on one of their planes, which would be 10 times cheaper than the planes you fly from Kenya and Ethiopia, because those planes are African made, so they're cheaper, and it be used with African fuel, which is cheaper. So, yeah, Everybody's going to be going to Burkina Faso.
Not what we have right here on your screen. So this is actually, they're saying that there is a bar in, this is a bar on Ninge in Siaya County. How do we expect these children to compete fairly in life? We are going to build this, they're saying they're going to build a classroom, but this is actually a bar during weekends and a school during weekdays. And this is the kind of system we're living in today. Even churches, I've spoken about churches. Remember, there's a time we were on a call with you and I told you sometimes the churches are, used as classrooms during the weekdays. Then during the weekend, the congregants will come back to church, So it's
because they haven't built adequate schools in Kenya. No African countries. Then that's on purpose. There's been no adequate schools in Kenya at all.
And mind you, we do have projects that are supposed to be feeding these children in school. I think we do have a project called Lishe Bora. I'm not sure. It's been governed. It's been actually led by our governor of Nairobi, and none of these children, if you have to follow up, most of them, they don't even get to eat in school. You're supposed to be having breakfast, which should be at least even porridge. Lunch. But even if there's food, I was telling a friend just recently how pathetically we ate in school thinking this was luxurious just because we had food at school. Imagine eating food that doesn't even have oil. And I've told you guys, which is reality, they used to put kerosene on our food. They're saying this is to reduce the hormonal balances in school. So it's super. Let me share this.
And I want you to understand, this is the European. They made you impoverished. Even this kerosene on food, that's poisonous.
It is poisonous, but this is the states that currently most of the schools are. This is a class.
What the hell is that?
A classroom.
That's some craziness. Look at this crazy shit. You're in 2025. See, I told you the disrespect. I told you they've done this, but this is not only they make you impoverished, it's the disrespect. The poverty in Africa is inhumane. It's disrespectful. And they love it. Shout out to Inventory again. He also now has banned secondhand clothes. I told you. He said this is our dignity. We're not supposed to be wearing people's cast out shit. Exactly. When I first got to Africa, I said, what is all these crazy clothes they got on? I didn't know nothing about this shit. The disrespect is palpable. You don't wear nobody's cast off shit. Ever. I'm like, why does everybody got weird clothes on? You don't know if it's hot or cold. Somebody's got like a tank top. Other guy's got a long sleeve. I didn't know there was cast off clothes being sold. Like, what? What is this shit?
Exactly.
It shocked my mind.
Yeah, so the shout out to Eric Omondi. He's been doing amazing. That's just the good side we can look at it. But he has a political agenda. Most of these people, when they start this helping the community with the little funds they're getting from either an opposition or an MP, whoever gets to fund them in the system, to invite them in the club, this is how they start. We've seen so many who started as actors. Now they have, they have linked up with big names. They come up with NGOs, different organizations to produce charity and all that. But it ends up being a political agenda. So I'd say literally, I think right now Kenyans are very super smart. They're looking at him. They're watching him. Thank you for the help you bring to the society. We need it rather than a Mr. Beast. It's way better having our very own, understanding the problems we're facing, seeing how you can bring us. But it's still not the right direction that, is supposed to be eyeing on. But we'll be seeing when it comes to 2007 election. But talking about corruption and bad governance, we have one of the billionaires. This is a British Sudanese billionaire. That is his name. Didn't know about him, but of course I had to go dig deeper. Who is he? How did he get his funds? And why does he have positive charts when it comes to Africa? So I have a video to share of him. This is what literally made me go dig deeper about him. And looking at his biograph, or literally any biography concerning about him, is involved in corruption in different ways. It's just that he has money to clean all these claims of corruption. So let's listen to him what he has.
The price of human being depends on his or her color, unfortunately. European child killed, American child killed.
Your color.
That's a big headline. 100 kids killed in Africa. That was once a beautiful country with nice people, suddenly turned into hell. Famine is setting in, cholera is setting in. This is infighting just for power. Your Kenya is not going to be safe. Uganda is not really safe. Nobody's going to be safe. Where all these drones and rockets and where is coming from? Of course, coming from outside Sudan.
Africa's been preyed on. But you're loving, kind people. Stand that.
Your Security Council unable to make resolutions to take it because the Russian vetoed the resolution last October. We have a Security Council which cannot function because of this stupid system of veto.
That's not true. What he's saying is true. The Security Council was not set up. It was set up to destroy Africa. See, that's what I told you. You come from a place of nonsense. I always catch you if you don't have any history. Security Council and the UN was created by the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. It was created to destroy Africa. So if you don't come from that first, you're already subject to me. And I'm throwing your ass in the waste bin. You're a phony. There's a little bit of study, as we did even with the Boule. It always leads back to Cecil Rhodes, Rhodesia, Rockefellers, Rothschild, CFA, with the Council on Foreign Relations, CFRMA, and then we know that's what created. We know that the UN sits on Rockefeller land. The UN was not set up to help anybody on the planet. It was set up so it could steal and create this fake one world government that they control, that these families control. Your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, your Warburgs, your De Beers, your Oppenheimers, your Lees out of China. It's a one world government system. That's where all the laws were supposed to be under the UN. So they were taking over every country piece by piece. That's why they created the WHO. And we try to lock everybody down with their health shit to the UN. So what he's saying is idiotic nonsense.
Exactly. And that's why, of course, I had to pull up, dig deeper more about him, talking about the UN Security Council, talking about how, I think right now we are...
Even since Eric Connor, Joe was getting mad about serious. Since Eric Connor even said, why are we in the UN? Why is any African country in the UN? You shouldn't be in it because it was never developed for us. It was developed to keep Africans impoverished. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I'm saying that looking at is literally more about him. I had to go dig deeper about him, and I see that he has been using his funds to bribe and clean up corruption that is across the African continent. He owned one of the biggest mobile companies that has been running all across Africa. And let me just read this very quick as we continue. They're saying Mo Ibrahim is called Mo Ibrahim, who is a billionaire, which is a big red flag. Number one, British Sudanese billionaire. So where the
British Sudanese, you're already got flags. Ding 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 ding.
Exactly. So they're saying seated on a Versace sofa in the on his 7-story Mayfair townhouse, Mo Ibrahim doesn't look like a man who spares much thought for problems afflicting Africa, says the Sunday Times magazine.
All billionaires are evil, Joe. To amass this amount of money means you've been robbing from people's labor. You haven't given people fair labor. So we know this is mathematical factual. All billionaires are evil. All of them. Go ahead, Joe.
They're saying, but he doesn't care and is prepared to put his money where his mouth is. Last week, the Sudanese born billionaire, announced he was offering $5 million annual prize plus $200 million, $200 million stipend for his life to the sub-Saharan leader who demonstrates the greatest commitment of democracy and good governance in office. Number one, understanding that you are a British Sudanese billionaire. Why won't you start with your own country? Right now,
what he said is below it. And democracy are all European talking. And democracy. Those are European fake systems made by Machiavelli that do not work. As Machiavelli said, you create a fake democracy so people will believe you're actually working on their benefit when the power always stays, Joby, behind the scenes.
And listen, the people were backing him at that time, they're saying this idea has already been welcomed by Kofi Annan, that is Kofi Annan Dudu, Nelson.
Yeah, another clown ass Negro who was the UN General Secretary, who's a compromised Joey,
Mhm,
compromised, cool ass handkerchief head puppet Joey.
mhm. They are saying Nelson Mandela and the World Bank chief.
There you
They
go.
are.
You just stay there. World Bank Chief, Nelson Mandela. That's all you need to know, that this Negro is fucked up in the head.
Mhm. But he answers,
That's all you need to know, Joey.
goes ahead and says, we are not victims. We should not just be sitting here and there waiting for the world to come and help us. The real point of the prize, as far as is concerned, that this is African money. And they're saying that the independence last year, he sold his Pan-African mobile phone company Celtel to MTC Kuwait, that is for $3.4 billion. And he goes ahead and says, I don't even have any toy bought in my bathtub. I don't have anything to brag about.
We
You
don't
know,
care what you got. You are a fraud and a phony, trying to make it some kind of Pan African help. You are a fraud. When the World Bank, World Bank and the IMF, one of the most two evil organizations ever, put out the mind of the Rockefellers and Rothschild. It's evil personified, and we know that. When they
yeah,
back you more, so you think your people so stupid. Oh, the World Bank's like what I said. I know, because what you're saying is fucking evil and wicked. That's why.
yeah. So this is all a perpetual talk. And of course, he's been interviewed by one of the
Exactly. It's a joke.
mainstream media, that is BBC. So
Exactly.
deeper about that, because most of these people, it's just like Dangote, a billionaire. But how are you helping, using your wealth to help
You see
Nigerians?
Dan Cody don't even, you see Dan Cody don't even pay you see Dan Cody don't even pay his people right. It's like they're all
Exactly.
evil. And so let me get the British press trying to push him out there. Oh, look at this man, we should follow him. No, this nigga's wicked and evil. So
Exactly.
just like Dan Cody punk ass. He don't pay his people right. He don't do right.
Exactly.
He's a billionaire because he's been what? Stealing people's labor to make more money. That's how billionaires get convenient. They're
Exactly.
unethical, immoral.
Yeah, but on this other end, we do have, of course, the countries that have been banned by, that was this week by the Trump administration from going to America. We had Congo, Chad, Eritrea, and Somali, which were hit by travel ban. Of course, we were reporting that
Hold on.
yesterday. But
Let
I
me say
did.
something real quick. Can you imagine how disrespectful that? I love the Trump. You begged Trump to come to the Congo. You bootlicking spaghetti. You bootlicking handkerchief head Negro. Please come protect the minute, and he still bans your ass and your people from coming to America.
It's
Good grief.
no, the day I was seated down and looking at the division of Congo, because we know
Uh,
it was Congo, all of it before they divided into the Republic, the Democratic, and all that.
yeah.
We have DRC, which is the Democratic Republic of Congo. We have Congo, and we have the Republic of
Republican
Congo.
problem. Yeah.
Like this, how people, then this is why I understand what you were saying some time back, how they literally play with words and form a country. Because what is Democratic Republic of Congo and Republic of Congo? What the hell is that? Like
It was
what the
broke.
hell
It's the same thing as Sudan and South Sudan. We break up the country, Joe,
is that?
to control its mineral wealth.
This is
That's
just so
what we.
easy. You sit down and think, because again, we understand they're trying to divide Congo more, but looking at
Of
just the
course.
divisions should make you reason much more. How do you have Democratic Republic of Congo and the Republic of Congo? That shit is not making sense. I sat down, I was in Tanzania and I was just looking at, some documentaries, and I was like, oh, let me look at these maps very well. And I'm like, what the hell? These people really think now we're really stupid. We understand history. We understand what you're doing, playing, shuffling cards and shuffling words, and you form another region right here. It's like Kamlesh was saying, these are provinces. These are not countries divided. These are just provinces that,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. They're like provinces, Joby, but I turn them into countries so I can
mhm,
control them. You break them up. Exactly. Canvas is actually right about that. That's right.
super insane. But we have Chad, which took a serious, of course, action on the travel, on their ban the ban of their own country, of their people. Chad did announce the suspension of visas to the U.S. citizens. This is in a response to Trump. And they're saying that
Of
Chad
course,
president.
but people gonna say who the heck, people gonna say we don't care who the hell wants to go to Chad for it.
Exactly. Number one, I feel like it is just very diabolic and just not literate to ban countries. If you do clear statistics or research of data, because I do believe you guys have data, you keep it. How many is it Chadians, if I can call them that?
That's it. Chad
Chadians, Somalians, Eritreans, Haitians, and the Sudanese. How many people get to travel there? I understand, yes, the Sudanese people get the NGO fund,
most of them don't because they can't afford it, Joe. It's like, how can impoverished people afford an airline ticket that costs you like $2,000? Then you can't come to your visa don't get that. Then you got to have room and board, and it's gonna cost you thousands of dollars more to stay in the country. So yes, most people can't travel to Africa. That's on purpose. So
exactly. So I do love the fact that actually, of course, African countries are taking an eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. Because so long we've been seeing all this when it happens. All after we don't obey to what they want, we hit with sanctions. No more. We're being led by one of the countries that is showing you can move independently. You can, and that is Burkina Faso.
Isn't Burkina Faso hit with all kinds of sanctions from America and Europe and also ECOWAS? And what happened? They just kept on building. You know why? They took back their resources. That you white people gotta go. That gold, that uranium, that all that stuff that belongs to us. That oil, that's our shit. We get paid from it, not you. That's why they've been trying to kill them 21 times. So Africa has been made poor. Understand that. It's the wealthiest country. All you gotta do is take back your shit, and you become rich again.
The St. Chad's President Mahamat Idriss Deby, that is his name, on Thursday, that was yesterday, his country will suspend the issuance of visas to the U.S. citizens in response to the Trump administration's decision to ban Chadians from visiting the U.S. President Donald Trump on Wednesday resurrected a hallmark policy on his first term when he announced that the visas ban on 12 countries, including Chad, causing them of having deficient screening and vetting, and historical resurfacing to take back their own citizens who
now you know why they did Chad, because Chad kicking out the Americans and the French. Get out the country now.
Exactly, because right now Chad is joining the Alliance Sahel state.
Exactly.
Because he has seen he can't dare, because like you say, power respects power. We've seen the Alliance
Joby.
About power. So
that's why, as Joby just said, you see, power respects power. You see, as Ibrahim demanded power and respect, they coming to him. He refused to go see Trump. And now I'm not going to see your white ass. Good luck with that. So Trump is sending people to him. Oh, we're sorry. Oh, you sorry about trying to kill me 21 times? You tell no nothing. Africa will be strong. We can all your white cool, all your white folks. We're building our own airplanes. We're building our own everything. So if you try to kill me, good luck with that. It ain't gonna work. This is the rise of Africa. So I'm taking back power. So this is what you do. You play, as Joby just told you, only power respects power. See, Trump ain't going to them other boots. He ain't going to see Museveni boot-licking ass, Paul Bear boot-licking ass, Chikedi boot-licking ass, Ramaphosa boot-licking ass. See, even Torre wouldn't allow Trump to talk crazy and say what Ramaphosa did in the White House. He said, I'm not even going to see his ass. You don't summon me, goddammit. I'm on the richest continent on the planet. You don't summon me. I summon you. You don't summon me ever. I'm African. I got the wealth. You don't. For this fake ass paper you've been giving people. You got nothing. Keep your fake paper. I don't go see you. You don't summon me. Motherfucker, I'm African. I'm from the wealth of the planet. You don't summon me like you summon Ramaphosa, punk ass. And then I tell you, no. I flex power. And so this is what the white people are scared to death. Africans regaining your power back unapologetically.
As you should, unapologetically. You should understand who you are. But yes, it goes back to understanding who we are what we have, because that is what Ibrahim, again, strategy. He understands who he is, what his country's value is, what is people's lives if they don't get protected, what it means to these other colonial countries who are fighting each other even to get a piece of the land they're fighting for, So it comes from understanding, again, and having a strategy. I'll go back to still strategizing, because that is what is like
Right, that's what he's doing. Exactly right. He's a young man. That's an old moron like him, a 70, old dude up there in South Sudan peeing on himself. Paul Beard doesn't even know where the hell I'm at. I didn't know I was even speaking. No, none of that crazy stuff. That's why you got the young leader of Botswana said, we got to be like Even Traore. This dude's building planes, buses, and cars. He said he's building airplanes and automobiles in a day. What's happening? Exactly. You can't explain it. You can't explain this because it's never been done in Africa. So he's showing the African people, you don't have to be like Joby when you're a child. Oh, how brilliant are the Chinese people. Look what they do. No, you're doing it. Ain't no Chinese people in there building the roads. Ain't no Chinese people in Bikini Faso building the planes. Ain't no Chinese people building the buses. Those are all African people. All of it. Ain't no Chinese people drilling the oil. The man earned $1 billion in one day from oil drilling. All Africans did that. All Africans. See, so ain't it funny? Bikini Faso is wealthy. It's not poor. No African country's poor. It's wealthy. See, like you said, why don't you leave? You said we're the poorest people. Why don't you leave then? Like, yes.
But we also have on this other hand Somalians in Kenya who are also reacting, of course, about the travel ban, which is super crazy. These people should be more fighting and concerned about their country, not about them being banned, not going to the U.S. Somalians are like Nigerians.
Because a bunch of them have been in the United States. A bunch of them live up there by Ricky Snow. A bunch of them live up there in Minnesota.
Okay, I didn't know about that, but also a bunch of them are like Nigerians. They're everywhere, Somalians.
Everywhere. It's true. Everywhere. South Africa, America, Canada, they fucking everywhere. You got that right.
So they should be more concerned about, how they can restore peace in their country, having good governance, getting there. If we really have the real Somalians, getting their indigenous land, because politically, these countries, especially right now, we've seen Somalia and Ethiopia. There's out there. There's a kind of
they're being destabilized by the West on purpose.
Yeah. So
that's why when you say, okay, they've already been split up, right, Joby? So go look. You got Somali and you got Somaliland, which they're mad about too. They're trying to split the country. So the Europeans come in, they try to split the countries up so they can control them. So I make a bunch of presidents. So presidents don't want to give up their power, Joe. That's why I made all these fake countries like Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. They don't want to give up their little fake kingdom they got to unite. So that means, yes, now I can just deal with your weak ass and you'll give me the majority of the country's wealth. Because the country's small, it can't really fight me. Like a Kenya or Ethiopia or Uganda. They're broken up. And I love it. So that's where they go in. They go in, like you say, you see a Congo and a Republic of Congo. That's on purpose. That's why you see now a Somali and a Somaliland.
I feel like
put this up, Joe, real quick. Let's ask you say when did Somaliland become established from Somalia? From Somalia? Because Somalia is still saying that's not. We're not allowed you to talk about Somaliland. And they say yes, we are, because the Europeans broke it up.
1st July 1960.
1960?
Somali. When did Somaliland become established from Somalia? That's what you said? Yeah, they're saying Somali, officially the Federal Republic of Somali, is the eastmost country in the continent of Africa. The country is located in the Horn of Africa, of course, and is bordered by Ethiopia to the west, Djibouti, but yes, that is in 1960.
Yeah, but Somalia. No, that's when Somalia became a country from the Europeans. When did Somalia break up from Somaliland?
Somaliland has been a distinct region from Somali since the late 1800s.
What?
This is what Google is.
I don't know. That just happened recently. Happened in the last 10 years. because Somaliland said we're not even recognizing that as a free state. Somalia said we're not recognizing no Somaliland, and eventually when we get our shit together, we're gonna go back and take it back. That's what Somalia said. We don't recognize those because remember they got mad at Ethiopia for recognizing Somaliland as its own country. And so Somalia said, "How dare you try to have one of our as Cameron said, so how dare you try to have one of our provinces become you talking about now a breakaway country? We don't recognize it as no country because Ethiopia wanted to recognize it, Somaliland as a country, and Somalia said, how dare you? That's a province of Somalia. We don't recognize that. Ain't no country. We ain't recognizing that as no country. Somaliland, that's Somalia. And when we get our shit together, we'll go back and take it back over. Talking about this the damn. So they said they don't recognize that, Joby. So as Google this. Say does Somalia recognize Somaliland as its own country? And they don't. And then I tell you, don't try to be slick about you recognize Somaliland as a country. Tell you talking about.
They say no, Somaliland does not recognize the Republic
exactly
as an independent state.
Exactly.
Somaliland declared independence from Somalia in 1991, but its
claim 1991. I told you, recent. Go ahead.
But its claim to sovereignty is not recognized by Mogadishu or any foreign government.
It's not recognized.
While Somaliland has been self-governing for over 3 decades and has a relatively stable system, it is not formally recognized.
It's stable because the Europeans came and break it up so they can steal from it. But Somalia said that's still our country. You can't take like Joe just said a province. They're making just like Republic of Congo was a province of Greater Congo. Joe. They broke it up and made it to its own country. Caused confusion. That's what they did Somalia, Somaliland. But Congo did recognize the Republic of Congo. They recognized them as its own country. But Somalia said, we're not recognizing no damn Somaliland as no country ever.
And so you say, but that's the same problem also South Africa is facing. Recognizing Orania. Like, how do you just say we have a whole other country built within your country? They run their own currency, have their own power energies and all that.
Not because you're weak. Not because those are black people and white people. Not because you're weak as an African man. You would never allow that, Joe. That would be war. You would go in and wipe that place out. You would go and wipe it because that's a threat to your power, a threat to your sovereignty. No one would ever. Imagine me in America. I decided I'm gonna make my own country inside of America. They come and wipe my black ass out. What? They talking about?
It's like you've said. It goes back to our men. Our men have been really weakened mentally to the point they don't understand war anymore. More than the women, I feel like the women understand still. They're still in that mode of understanding war, but because when you have children, it comes from when you have children, you have a home. You need to protect your children so that the house won't be locked. Provide for your children that they're eating. But the men That's
why even Torre is such a thorn in the side because you've seen a masculine man. You're not seeing when you see Ramaphosa with Trump, you've seen a sniveling coward. That's what these African men have been. Sadly, you've seen him as a sniveling, bootlicking coward, and that's what the world sees tonight. And everybody knows that was cowardice, and that's what most African men have been. So when you see a masculine man taking back power, that's why the rest of the continent is like, hell yeah, finally. That's why the rest of the Africans are uniting around this man. They never seen no masculine man talking about power. They said, hell yeah, finally, God damn it.
Let me share this very quickly. Yeah, our Somali men, what they are saying, which is super, super crazy, because the reasoning itself is what makes Trumps literally call us morons and all sorts of names. But
exactly.
Somalis reacted with disappointment to the ban. Somalia is among 7 African countries whose nationals are prohibited from traveling to the U.S. effective Monday, June 9th. The others are Chad, Equatorial Guinea, Congo, Sudan, Libya, and Eritrea.
And he's talking about he doesn't need some people who are living it, especially he told me there's a time he said Muslim or Africans are like gorillas, something like that. I heard something like that. Through my face, I will tell him like Africans like they are human beings like him, and there's
That's again the lies we've been taught. It goes back to history. The lies we've been taught about these people have humanity like Africans, which we
They
don't
don't exactly.
understand.
You don't exactly. You don't. You're right, Joe. You don't understand it. You don't understand exactly. He's still begging. He's still begging. We're human like you. They don't see you as human like you, moron. That's why they disrespect your ass.
He goes ahead and talks about this is not about race, something we've also been lied to.
It is about race.
It is about race, exactly.
black
Exactly what's
Americans
about.
who live there, who works there, who are looking for better life in the United States of America. So it's not about skin. It's about
And it's, this how ignorant he is. It's not about. It's everything about skin, dude. Sorry. That's why you're dangerous. It's everything about skin. Everything.
humanity. It's supposed to give people the documents to work there. They need some people how to live there. And
They need some slaves, not people. That's the difference. If you
He doesn't realize that they don't like his black ass. He hasn't been told they don't like you, dude. They don't want you there. They can't stand your black ass.
Exactly, because I think what I understood from a certain video I shared some time back on the Africa Today show, which was explaining something we discussed about education. Our papers in Africa won't give you a job opportunity outside, the continent of Africa. You'll need to go further your education, and if you further your education, doesn't mean you're a better Negro. You're still a slave who gets to be, accommodated in a certain space or company because you do have the skills required, but it doesn't make you a better person. You're still a Negro, who has gotten an opportunity.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what you need to understand. So it doesn't make you special in any sort of way. And like there's a video I think Iwaton was sharing on our show, I think on Wednesday, and I had someone saying, this mentality people, I think she was explaining it, the mentality people have about when they go to the States, and which is so Africans. You go there, you think you're better than the fellow Africans because you got to step out, you had a visa, you have a passport. Now when you come back to Africa, you're also given that image, and that's why it is so hard for Africans to talk about the racism that they face in the States, because you want to come here and act like a god too. We don't want to say the truth that you've been cheated on.
That's because you didn't put white people above you, and you think you're going to a white country. Realize that the reason they got this is because they stole from you. Like I said, the whole educational system has got to be revamped. It's got to be completely torn down. Completely torn down.
Mm-hmm. But on this other hand, as we literally get to continue on the same, we have Haiti as well. The Haitians are also complaining about the same. And then we get into a video which actually shows
they're eating the cats and eating the dogs, Joby.
Exactly.
They're eating the cats, Joby, and eating the dogs.
We have both the Biden administration and Trump's administration, which before Trump was a president, he did speak ill about Haitians. And then we've also had the Biden administration treating and mistreating to be specific, the Haitians who are coming to the States. And this is them using the host security. So let me share this first, their expression, and then we get into the details.
Here in Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood, residents are taking stock of President Trump's latest travel ban, which bars Haitians and people from 11 other countries from entering the United States. The ban takes effect on Monday. Haitian immigrant Marcelin says it will close a door on people in desperate need of help. Haiti right now has a problem of insecurity.
Caused by the U.S. using
exactly, Joby. Caused by the U.S. Exactly.
The country is ours. We can't give up on it. However, because gangs control the country,
it's not gangs. That is the names they use.
Exactly, Joby. Not gangs.
Everyone's life is
people
at risk.
People fight for their own control of their own resources.
Exactly.
Like they shape the narrative, Joby, so now they're gangs.
We should understand this even from just what happened in Kenya. When Kenyans were demonstrating in order and peacefully, you were called criminals.
They call you. Exactly, criminals. What they call Ibn Turay, a terrorist. The
A
brother,
terrorist.
Ibn Turay is a terrorist, right? They
Misusing
control the narrative.
misusing
He's using the
the
funds.
That's why people who have the opportunity come to the US to be safe. The Caribbean island has been ruled by violent gangs since the assassination of President Moïse in 2021. Residents now face deep economic and food insecurity.
For Donald Trump, people pull
It would be better if Donald Trump helped the country.
He won't help the country. He's there to make the country situation more
Exactly. Exactly. He's not to help you. He's not to help you, Negro.
And that's why he's kicking y'all out, because he understands where you're coming from. The situation is very difficult for even you to sit there. So he understands that most of you have to run from where security is.
Exactly. And he's already told you you've been eating the cats and eating the dogs. Oh, Joby, pull that up real quick. Go to YouTube or TikTok and say and just say video where Trump says the Haitians are eating the cats and eating the dogs.
Exactly. Just right away. Let me share this.
Yeah, play it first.
Get to see the Biden administration, which of course we had some Haitians, asylum seekers, taking the Biden administration to court for racial discriminations and rights violation. But understanding, I think right now it's a high time, especially in 2025. I've not been in this game of understanding politics for so long, but those who have been understanding this for so long, you think you need to start understanding you're living in a world.
The islands are just like Africa. So they're kept ignorant too. Yeah, Jamaica, Haiti, they're kept the same way in Africa.
I feel like the fact that you have been now exposed to a different environment and looking at the race you're dealing with, when you face discrimination or racism, understand you're not needed there. And then the people you're taking to court, this is their system. It favors them. There's no such justice in this world. Probably wait for Jesus to come and give you justice, which will never happen. Okay, we're living in a world of injustice. So that term justice actually needs to start disappearing. We do deserve it. That's the truth. Africans
deserve it, but we got to get power back. We got to get power back, Joe. Like in order for us to get any justice, we got to get power.
Exactly.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report.
I don't like this channel. They always call themselves right now, but they
remember, Democracy Now! Is funded by USAID, the CIA.
Yeah.
A federal court in Washington, D.C. heard arguments Thursday in a lawsuit accusing the Biden administration of racial discrimination and rights violations of Haitian asylum seekers. The suit was brought by the Haitian Bridge Alliance and other immigrants.
Look at how the people are living. Like, this is just so crazy. You're running away from a country full of war caused by the people chasing away from where you're running to. And this is the condition you're living in, and they're still chasing you away.
Rights groups in 2021 on behalf of 11 Haitian asylum seekers who described being abused by U.S. border agents as more.
It's given slavery time. The only difference is that we don't have chains and, things on the chains on our necks and hands and legs. That's the only difference. But this is slavery on a big level.
Than 15,000 people.
Where you're being forced to run away from your country because of the wars being caused by people who want something.
Exactly. As Neely Fuller said, the thing of white supremacy to keep you always moving, that you never settle. So it's constantly still. That's how. See, like you said, if you don't understand white supremacy, everything you think you know is going to confuse. Why they do this? Because you don't understand, like that Somali. You don't understand white supremacy. It's not about the skin. It is your skin. It is your skin, dude.
No. Allah said it's not about the skin, Kate. It's about, we should love each other. That's message from Allah, Forget that.
Good luck with that bullshit.
The Rio Grande near the Acuna del Rio International Bridge in Texas. Photographs and video footage from 2021 showed Border Patrol agents on horseback chasing, grabbing, whipping Haitian asylum seekers in Del Rio and sparked widespread condemnation. One border agent was heard screaming obscenities at asylum seekers there in Texas, including children.
Hey, you use your women because it's why your country. You use your women for this.
But you didn't see them do this to the white South African.
in Del Rio, Texas.
So it's always about color, Somali guy. It's about the color. Sorry to tell you that.
Condemn the quote horrible treatment of the Haitian migrants and promise a swift investigation.
It's outrageous. I promise you, those people will pay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure.
They will be an investigation underway now, and there will.
If you were to look right now, how was it
Ain't nothing happened. That's right. Nothing happened, Joby.
If I was a journalist and I go to the Biden right now, who's the ex-president of America, hey, did we get justice for the Haitians who are
Joby, they were round up and thrown out the country. They were round up. Remember, they were on the plane and thrown back. Remember, a lot of the guys said, man, I haven't lived in Haiti because a lot of those Haitians had already left Haiti and was living in other countries in South America. Remember, they said, why you send us back to Haiti? Because that's where we're taking your ass to, right?
If I ask those kind of questions like Trump would say, Trump told a journalist for asking a very, very good question. I can't remember a question, but it was something informative. Yeah. Oh, very bad journalist. You are not meant to be doing this work. That's what they tell me, you're not meant for this job. I don't even understand that part here. Shout out to Trump, man. I do love his mentality, though. I like his face of anger. I really, really like. Yes, you understand what you're doing. Like, yeah, dominate power.
While the investigation was underway, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas said horse border patrols were suspended.
The investigation into what occurred has not yet concluded.
Of course, and it will never be concluded. Let's just leave it at that, because we know it will never ever happen. Let's keep on waiting, because we have this lady who's talking about justice, or they even scrapped, they wanted us to let go of the, this case and all that. Is what they do. We'll have a Benjamin Crump come and pay you a few dollars.
Crump on fake ass. Now remember, those guys are out of power now, Joe. They say, hey, we ain't got nothing to do with that. We ain't in power. That's the Trump administration now.
Exactly. So we have Trump right here. Let me share this very quickly. What he said sometime, but before I pull
they're eating the cat. They're eating the dog.
This is him saying Haitians are full of AIDS. They're flocking.
That's right. That's right.
Say something bigoted and racist. Sean Hayes said, sure, come on down. Let's see what he had to say.
And there's one other thing that nobody talks about. So we have hundreds of thousands of people flowing in from Haiti. Haiti has a tremendous AIDS problem. AIDS is a step beyond. AIDS is a real bad problem. So hundreds of thousands of people are coming into our country. And if you look at the stats, if you look at the numbers, take a look at what's happening in Haiti, a tremendous problem with AIDS.
See how white supremacy go? Is that they're not the cause of all that. Exactly. Haiti was stable 100 years ago. Exactly. Like Joe said, they're emperors and kings and all that stuff. They came in and took it over, killed people, and destabilized it for this wealth.
And of course, I had to go do an expansion of his words. We're looking at Google explaining to us the percentage of HIV and AIDS in Haiti. They're saying that the prevalence of HIV among adults in Haiti is 1%, with 2%.
Dang, it's not even high.
Exactly. 2% being women.
Joe, they just don't lie. They lie all the time because they know most Europeans want to hear that Africans are all effed up. Yeah, they got AIDS. Yeah, shit. Coming in with the AIDS. Well, did you research that? No. Trump said they got AIDS, and they're eating the cats and they're eating the dogs.
Mm-hmm. And understanding they also control even these, numbers so that they can bring their medicines, to Africa.
Of course, exactly.
We have faster medications right now, injections to help you get quick cure with HIV and AIDS.
Good luck with taking that shit.
They're never sure. They're giving you, this is a test. We came up with a test injection.
I'm good. Go test it on your. Go test it on your own children. Shit.
Let me pull this one. Trump says Haitians are eating
the cats, they're eating the dogs. I should make one of those. I got stuff with somebody give me another voice board for funny comments during my shows. I'm gonna do it when I get home. Make me a voice board. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. I used to do that way back in the day. When they said that voice board, that voice board.
We don't have those behaviors like the Asians, the real Asians. Like now,
Yeah.
I feel like calling Haitians Asians just sounds wrong, like super, super wrong. Like
Haitians, not Asians, Haitians. But you can just call them Africans. Or they are Africans, isn't it?
exactly.
Just call them Africans then.
That's better.
What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating. They're eating.
Kamala was laughing because she knows this is a lie as much as they are opponents, at that time. Like, what do you mean these people are eating dogs?
Why they eat dogs and cats if they're making good salads, which they were in Springfield?
Kamala is like, get out of here. This is our culture. I'm an Indian. This is our culture of eating, also having rats on our plates and all that. So come on, make the compliments to me.
Of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. And it's a shame.
Springfield, Ohio, and he reached out to us. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims.
Exactly, no credible reports.
Individuals.
Why would I eat cats and dogs? I can go to the grocery store and buy food. What are you talking about? But see, this is the the white people that listen are racist, and they're gonna believe that. Oh, they eating cats and the dogs. These Negroes eating cats and dogs. Get them out of here.
They always project their behavior. If you can't look at it literally, they always project behaviors on us. That's why they even project a history on us of evolution, turning to a monkey to a now walking man with no hair. Wait, where did the hair go to? Like from
exactly. Where the hair go to? And how does the ape Joby get an afro like us?
Man, I don't know where I saw a video of it. That guy was super hairy, and then it happened at the same time when you were talking about the lice on the hair.
Right.
Just 2 weeks ago. Now I bumped into one of the images and video. I was like, this is super yuck. Like the man was super hairy, looking like a real pansy, walking like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's them.
It is insane. But anyway, family, that is how we come into the end of today's conversation. Of course, shout out to, I feel like we should be even more proud as Africans. It's just that we've been taught.
Should be proud as African. You've been lulled to sleep 12 lives.
We should be proud of us being even banned going to the US, and we should be proud if we can actually reciprocate the same energy.
Y'all should be proud. Y'all should be proud that they couldn't genocide. They couldn't genocide the Africans. Where they went, they killed everybody, Joby. But they still, even though they conquered that, they still couldn't kill off African people on that continent.
Exactly. The only lies we've been taught is how to look down upon our very own earth, because it is full of resources. We are poor, again, like you've said. We're poor, but our continent isn't. We just need to have.
You're not poor. You gotta get control of your continent. You're not poor.
Your resources, tap into your power, your wealth, tap into your knowledge as well, because all that comes with knowledge of understanding. Like, hey, how have I been living in this rich land?
Yeah. I've been getting $2 for this gold that Joby see me. I'm getting $2 for moonshine, and the ship is worth $3,500.
It's crazy. It should make you yearn to know yourself and understand who and how your people lived before all this system literally that came. It should make you yearn for history. And that's why personally I love when I'm learning something new. It's super interesting. Like the Boule, I'm not over that shit at all. I'm not. I'm still I'm trying to still understand that the alpha, the great alpha, and all that. I need to understand all that. I need to understand where Ruto lies and the rest of these bootlickers of puppets, where they lie. So
do this, Joby. Do this, Joby. Just go to Google's not gonna tell you everything, but it'll give you little breadcrumbs. But don't look at the first top. Go to the third and fourth page of Google and just say secret societies in Kenya. Secret societies in Kenya.
There's a time. Funny thing, because you're asking me to pull the same thing. I was doing a research on that, understanding the secret societies in Africa, not just Kenya. In Africa,
of course, all throughout Africa. I know.
Rule and run, and that's when I bumped into a documentary of the genocide in Burundi. How Burundians are being killed by these secret societies. But anyway, let me look at this. Let's see.
And the secret societies are all ran by the cat with that hat.
Red and black and red magic. Is that it? Black and red magic.
Well, the secret society, you gotta go deeper than that. You gotta see who, because we know Jomo was part. We know all Kenyan leaders have been part of it. You don't become a Kenyan leader without being part of the full age.
Let me. I'm gonna read this and understand, because I see the black and red. I'm gonna read this on my own time and connect with it and see how it's connected. That's funny, because I was doing a research on that. Then you just mentioned it. Okay. It's crazy. Shout out to John Mosquito. Hope you're doing amazing. Shout out to Byron Scott and to all the amazing, silent, lovely listeners behind the camera there and behind the chat as well. To everyone live with us also on Rumble. Hope you guys have enjoyed the conversation. But we're coming to the end right here today. Everyone on Rumble. I've not been on Rumble comments for a minute. I'll be checking after the show later. See what has been happening on the comment section on Rumble. No, on Beach.
Big on the Beach comments. I've been, but actually, Canvas has been getting views on BitChute. On his shows, on his sports show, his other show.
Yeah.
I haven't read no comment.
Have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful rest part of your morning. It is exactly 27 minutes past 3 p.m. right here in Kenya. A calm weather today, and I don't know what's the weather on your end, but I hope you have a good one. I'll see you guys on the Rhythm Scoop Show and the Africa Today Show later on. Peace.
Oh, yeah, here, Joe.
Closing remarks, Keith.
Closing remarks is see everybody this afternoon with me and Joby family on the Africa Today Show.
Those are your closing remarks.
That's it.
All right. But anyway, much love, family. Have yourself a good day. I want to wind up with this jam here. Let me see if I can find it. Keith is such a hater of reggae, but
wait, I don't hate reggae. I don't hate it. Just all seems to sound the same. Some reggae songs are better than others. I'm a fan of Bob Marley's.
Did you listen to Lucky Dube?
No, I don't listen. I don't know the hell that is.
Oh man, I can't find this song. But anyway, much love, family. I don't know why I can't find it. One of my favorite jams. So that would have been a good way to finish up the show. But see you guys, of course, later on the Rhythm Scoop Show. I'll just finish up with this one.
Oh.